Hello. This is an interesting day. Got some snow going around. Wearing a chin strap because we're supposed to be wearing masks on campus. But there's nobody around, so it's chill. And we've got a little thing coming behind us. I don't know if you can see that. Yo, it's coming for us. Oh my god. Yeah, what a wonderful night it is. It is snowing, and I gotta let this thing pass because this is gonna be annoying as frick. Alright. Got rid of that thing. Man, today was one of those days that I just like. You ever just start thinking at such a violent speed? Just like you're thinking, like I don't know. I had an epiphany today in my one of my art history classes, which I'm taking, which are required for my major, which is digital media. And this was the second class of that course so far, because the semester just started pretty much. And it's about what is called contemporary art, which basically the whole class, the professor was trying to define contemporary art and modern art and postmodernist art, and then what are all the differences between all of those. And she's a competent professor, and like she's really good at explaining. And yeah, I'm learned from today's, but I just couldn't help but think this whole time that this attempt to kind of categorize the history of art into different eras of whatever you want to call it, modernism, postmodernism, contemporary art, is so futile and inevitably leads to the art history world having an existential crisis, pretty much. And by existential crisis, I mean, like, how do I cross the street without dying? That's what I mean. By existential crisis, I mean, here's my biggest gripe, actually, that I want to say. There's so much cool art and inspirational things being made by people that are not validated by the art history world, the institutionalized art history world. Like, there are so many artists on social media and stuff, Instagram, YouTube, basically anywhere on the internet. The 21st century has brought a mass proliferation of individual artists creating art on a scale in numbers never seen before, right? And I asked a question in the class during the lecture, at the very end. My question was phrased like, when, if ever, will the art history world validate the mass proliferation of artists on creating art on social media? And, well, the response was, I don't know. It wasn't really a good response, because I don't know if she understood the scale, or the scale of the question that I was asking. But basically, it kind of went like, well, yeah, the art history world, like when we talk about the art history world, I mean like universities and museums, right? Big museums and institutions are slow to pick up on real innovation. And basically, all it takes for an artist to be, and this is the word I used, canonized in the art history world, is just for somebody in the art history world to write about them and essentially just canonize them, give them validation by virtue of being a part of the art history world narrative, whatever the hell that is. And this just got me thinking that really all it takes for an artist to become a part of art history is for somebody to write about them, document them, validate them. And it doesn't have to be from a damn university or museum. It can be a person on YouTube making a video about said artist or scene of artists, and effectively they have canonized them pretty much. Which is a crazy thought, because that's something that you could do, but was just a lot harder before the internet, right? And now the internet has essentially decentralized, democratized art, not only art, but art history. And that was an epiphany that I had today. It kind of got me thinking like when that thought dawned on me, it was huge velocity of thoughts going through my head where I just had to compulsively write stuff down. And yeah, it goes back to my thoughts of how important community is in being an artist. We need not only people who create art, at a large individual scale, but we need people to write about it too and document it. Whether that's on independent articles, YouTube videos, forums, anywhere on the internet. We just need people sharing art that they feel inspired by, and not wait for somebody higher up or somebody with more money to come across it and validate it. Everybody has the power to validate art. It just takes numbers. And interesting correlation I discovered, or I'm thinking about, is it works the same in markets too. Today I was reading about how Wall Street Bets, r/Wall Street Bets, pumped GameStop's stock by some absurdly crazy amount, which is awesome, because basically they short squeezed these institutional investors who are shorting GameStop, because obviously it has no actual future, but these retail investors who organize themselves on Reddit were like, no, fuck you guys, and essentially bought a shit ton of GameStop stock and not bankrupt, but made these hedge funds lose a shit ton of money. And that right there is a mechanism of wealth redistribution. Organized fuckery of the stock market. Because you can beat the billionaires at their own game. So that was pretty profound. But what the connection is all it takes is just people. People in numbers to validate something. I mean, that's a really broad concept anyways. We've known that. But applying it to art, and when it comes to like the art history narrative, you just need to build a community around it, get people involved. And you effectively, will become a part of art history in somebody's eyes, in somebody's view. The underground thrives off that. I've seen that with like vaporwave on Twitter. It's not a meme, by the way. And at this point, it's a serious culture that validates itself, and you'd be crazy to deny its authenticity and place in art history itself. So when I'm in these classes about art history and shit, talking about contemporary art and how it's about the multiplicity of different narratives in the world and like art of the world, and there being so many different things going on at the same time, that contemporary art itself is something you cannot define by one narrative like you can with modernism or realism, impressionism and stuff. This is a global thing where there's so many different cultures and communities making art about different things. So basically, our history world is kind of fucked because it can't keep up. It can't categorize and keep up fast enough with all the new innovation. And it's essentially, there's slowly art historians in that, traditional sense are realizing their entire career is kind of existentially screwed because they never really were, or they're from now on not really ever really teaching about the art history that matters and that everyday people engage with, because the art that people engage with exists on the internet, whether we like it or not. And if colleges and universities and museums refuse to accept that or just step aside, they'll just fade away eventually. They don't have any power if you don't give them your validation, right? So basically, this is one big propaganda video about supporting the underground and not just vibing with, but sharing the things that inspire you to canonize the artists and the scenes you care about. So that was pretty much all I wanted to say. Let's show you how beautiful it looks right now. Hopefully you were able to hear what I had to say and it wasn't like stupidly windy. But look at this. This is just wonderful. So beautiful. Crazy. My hands are getting cold. Yeah, that's our big light thing that our university spent a shit ton of money on probably, but nobody asked for. Which is how these institutions go. There's that thing, clearing snow off the sidewalk. But it's a winter wonderland. It's amazing. There's people like playing out in the snow right now. I'm gonna just take a walk around because it's just so damn pretty. Yo, we straight vibing in the snow. I'll go under these trees. Oh yeah. It's been a while since we've had like real freaking snow. Look at that. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Wow. This is amazing. And it's the simple stuff in nature that just like gets me, man. So pretty. Look at that. Aesthetics right there. I'm literally walking around a tree and filming it. Oh my god, look at that. Whoa, holy shit. Dude. Beautiful tree. Damn. Look at that. It's a winter wonderland. And it did not look like this like 4 or 5 hours ago. It literally, nature just do this. It just do. It did it. Good job, nature. You pull through sometimes, make cool, pretty things. But I also don't blame you, nature, for doing stupid stuff, because we honestly deserve it for fucking you so hard like this all the time. But yeah, lit. We walking in snow.